Howdy folks, Jake here, and today I'm going to tell you more than you ever care to know about how to hold on to your flat pick. So listen up, because I'm wearing an interesting hat. And I have a cool pipe. I'll do that right. That made me look smart. All right, so first things first, one of the things that makes it difficult to hold on to a pick is when it's cold and dry. Your hands get dry, that pick just slips around and does all kinds of acrobats and flips around and hits the floor and goes to a black hole into another dimension, and you don't know where it's at, and then your wife finds it in the laundry machine. And if you don't believe me, it's cold and dry here right now. Look. So one simple trick whenever your hands are dry is to simply do this. And then it's locked in like Fort Knox, man. Or gal. Whichever. And the thing with that is it advisable to do that in the age of COVID? Probably not. But do you want to hold on to your pick and make beautiful tones? Probably. And some fine folks out there have the opposite problem, where their hands get oily and sweaty. In that case, simply just wash your hands and your pick beforehand. I do this all the time, especially if you're licking your fingers all the time. Wash that dang pick. Practice some hygiene or something. Another thing to consider is the type of pick you use. Don't use some paper thin pick that you're having to really mash down on to get a hold of. That's no good for anybody, because that's going to lock up your whole arm and you're not going to be able to play well. And also that pick is not going to be able to flex like it needs to. I like something between 1 and 1.25 millimeters, somewhere in there. And you want to hold it in a way where it's just loose and it relaxes your whole hand. You got all this rotation going, and you'll actually want the pick to flex between your fingers when it hits the strings. That's all good. So thin pick, bad. Thicker pick, good. Thin, bad. Thick, good. Okay, the final and most important tip that I can give you that it seems like no one ever mentions is what I call a mechanical connection by the way you grip the pick. So you can do this with any shape, any size of pick. Like I said previously, it helps if it's a little on the thicker side. But you want to curl the index finger back of the right hand, lay your thumb on top of it, and the pick kind of goes in there. Everyone knows that. That's widely discussed. But what happens beyond that is rarely talked about. What you want at that point is the index finger to curl upward, like so, in order to create kind of a wedge against the edge of the pick. It can't go anywhere, it's locked in that way. If you do that also with a loose grip where it can flex, you're golden. That pick isn't going anywhere. And it doesn't matter if you pour chicken grease on it or what have you. And I've experimented with a lot of people trying to get them to do this, and it seems like everyone can, so it's not just the way my fingers are made. Even if I go to my left hand, it does the same thing. Unless you had your finger broken in an unfortunate nose picking accident or something, if it bends the other way. But I mean, if that's the case, go see like a medical scientist or something, because I'm not offering that kind of advice. This is just for the common folk, okay? So anyway, there's a few tips on how to grip your pick. So get a grip, man.